Dear family, I am humbled by your kind invitation. 30 years and 10 days after a young intern was assaulted within the campus of the Sion Hospital, I stand before you sharing what I have learned since then. I feel it's a matter of great honor and pleasure that I speak to you today representing each one of you seated there 30 years hence. Your theme, truth, transparency and trust in treatment, is similar to the one that I read on your logo. I follow this to the core. I am indeed humbled, privileged, and honored to be here in my alma mater, for nobody has heard me beyond a few minutes, and today you have no choice but to bear me for much longer. It's not going to be too easy for me. I'm sure it's not going to be too difficult for you. I stand as the man behind the mask, as an orthopedic surgeon who believes in truth, transparency, and trust, which is similar to your think, testify, and triumph. And I am here as an orthopod. Orthopedic surgeons, as we all know, are normal, regular people like one of you, but they only believe that they are much smarter. How do you identify a prospective orthopod? I mean, Arvind is too nice a guy. I was the thug in the group. Well, these are guys who really don't do much in school, who request help from their family and friends, for whom mathematics is a big no-no, and when they're asked to find X, they just point a direction and say, that's where X is. These guys turn out to be orthopods, and how are they different? Well, for them the journey begins. They run, skid through it, and they arrive to their grave, well preserved in some sort of a broken body, with a skidding sideways sort of a motion, saying, holy shit, what a ride, I loved it. Yet, how did it all begin? It began right here in 1980. People looked at me differently. A lot of people thought I worked very hard, which I didn't. But at the end of the day, at some stage, I did need to sit down with my books. But when was it? Exactly 30 years and 11 days back, when we were interns, that we moved ahead. Why did we move ahead? Because unlike the rest of my class, which includes the Sangeetas and the Arvinds and the Mahadev Sridhar Bhides, we were these sort of guys. Guys who didn't have much to do and who wanted to really go ahead in life in doing more things than one, which included multitasking. We were really mean guys. We were beyond this algorithm. They said the meanest guys went into surgery. They didn't even mention orthopods. We were far beyond this. And that's the reason we were here. But then, after the 1st of Feb 1986, we had a one-track mind. Anything and everything that smelled or looked like bones, whether it was KFC, excited us, and we were party to it. We ate, slept, orthopedics. We had our seniors who believed in not feeding us orthopedics, but food, and cut us up to the core. We hated them to begin with. But then there came a time when we got that license to cut and kill. And we were doing exactly what they did to us. However, things changed when we stepped into practice. That uncouth, uncut beard, unshaven look got into private practice. First year, I watched a lot of television. I had a huge to-do list. It began and ended with nothing, which I used to cancel each day. I was suited, booted, but I was desperate. I was willing to do just about anything. I would work for just about anything. I thought, am I in the wrong place? Am I overqualified? Is this not the place for me? Life was literally, as an orthopedic surgeon would say, all screwed up. Then luck paid a visit. Came the first small car. The little home that we built. A small little cubicle called a clinic. My first PC. I loved it. It was an XT. And then a little bit of Gandhiji also came my way. "20 years down the line, almost close to my half-century mark, things changed. What was it really worth? Was it worth waiting for those 20 years? I also had a little bit of loss of hair. Thanks to Sangeeta, I'm hiding it today. I had a paunch which I've covered up with this new coat that I've just borrowed. And I had a little bit of stress only twice, during the day and during the night. My 50th birthday was celebrated with a lot of fanfare. There was this huge cake and a lot of people around celebrating it. However, after 50, it all turned to crap. I'm not necessarily looking at purely the medical implications. I thought it was a time to pause, think, and reconsider. Is this what I really wanted? I was like this on the 1st of Feb 1986. And this is how I am in 2016. I am going to share with you what I have learned in the last 30 years of my life. What I am going to tell you is nothing new. It's not something that you haven't heard before. I'm not lighting a candle or a tube light. I'm just holding a mirror in front of that candle so that I can reflect it to you. I always believed cages are for monkeys, so I decided to break out and unleash. I decided to run at my own pace because at the end of it, the only number that matters are the people who are standing by you. The mediocres will always outnumber you. I had to choose ways of beating my stress. It could be the Ram way or the non-Ram way. I was told, get out of your comfort zone. That's where the magic is. I was told, if this guy can be a rock star at the age of 62, so can you. Work and play. I was told, work on your fitness. Mahadev Bide does. Well, he's looking for that lucky day. I decided I'd take a walk in the rain with family. It's never too late. I decided to reconnect with my juniors, my friends, my family. Decided to give back something that I'd got so much, share it with you. Teach. I used to go to the medical school and teach. But I was still very confused because I was aging and aging in a way that I didn't like. I didn't want to be a nappy or a wrinkly or a squinty. I wanted to age gracefully. And to age gracefully and leave a legacy, I came out with a plan that I shall share with you in the next few minutes. I learned to expect more from myself, and I request you, expect more from yourself. We all know of Sergei Bubka. He was the pole vault world champion 1984 onwards. But what is he remembered for? He's remembered for his 6 consecutive world championship gold medals and 35 times that he broke his own world record. Learn to go beyond the imaginary finishing line. Mediocres accept. Champions go higher, deeper, and far beyond. Quitters never win. Winners never quit. Winners don't do different things. They do the same things differently. Raise the bar as Bubka did. Compete with yourself each day, not mean by that. A lot of us have been to Disneyland. Walt Disney created a dream of happiness. He said, whatever you do, do it well. Do it so well that the people whom you do it to, they will want to come back again and again. And they will want you to do it again, and they will want all the others and bring them others with them to tell them how well you did it and you should do it for them. That was Walt Disney. Never an accident with Walt Disney. He's made you happy in a very safe way. Quality begins from the inside and works its way outside. Quality is what we give, and it depends on what we have within. Quality is not just what we have, but it means what we do with what we have. And it's not just what we do, it is what we do which makes us what we are. Have truth and transparency and develop trust. That's the best you can do for yourself. Despite these 2 major mantras, you will lose sometimes, you will win sometimes. Does that make us losers? No, it does not. We know of Muhammad Ali, who came back from the count of 9. We know Pele, who's turned lost matches into victory. We know Michael Jordan, who's been at the receiving end and yet regarded as the top sportsman of the world. Remember, mistakes will happen in each day, at home and in practice, due to our helplessness or maybe our negligence. Never give in. Treat these short-term setbacks as maturity gained, and whatever short-term successes we have as motivation. Good results will come from experience, but experience will only come from bad results. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a part of success. We've all failed before we've achieved something. Defeat is not in falling down. A technical knockout in a boxing match is when you don't get up till a count of 10. You may fall down, but do not refuse to get up. Dedicate your life to something. Think about it. Pratap Reddy set up the Apollo hospitals. 1983 was the first hospital he made, and he did it after being a successful medical practitioner, probably around the time that many of my colleagues sitting in the first row are. He believed in one line: life is priceless. That's what motivated him. Ask yourself 3 questions. How am I doing today? What am I doing today? Where am I going from here today? And then tell yourself something very simplistic. Make a simple internal mission statement. Walt Disney made a statement: to make people happy. 4 words. Once you made that internal mission statement, plan your work and work your plan. If you fail to plan, you're planning a failure. Remember, you can either be a part of the solution. If you're not a part of the solution, you become a part of the problem. I take you to a long story on this busy slide. To cut it short, I'll read it out because I didn't want to be non-factual. Tata Indica was launched in the market in 1998. It was a failure to begin with. Ratan Tata agreed on his friends and colleagues' advice that he needs to sell off Tata Motors. Ford of USA, General Motors, showed an interest in this. Bill Ford decided to have a meeting with Ratan Tata. They reached Detroit. In Detroit, during the meeting, Bill Ford mentioned to Ratan Tata, why did you enter in the passenger car business when you were not knowing anything about it? It will be a favor if we buy this business from you. Ratan Tata was silent. He was passionate about his business. He came back to India. 10 years later, 2008, Ford was in bankruptcy. The same Tata Group offered Ford to buy their luxury car division, which is Jaguar Land Rover. And Ford came to Bombay House here, and Ratan Tata was given a message. You are doing a big favor to us by buying Jaguar Land Rover. Ratan Tata is a man who represents Mumbai and represents India. We are proud of Ratan Tata. He was a part of the solution because he refused to be a part of the problem. The better you are, the more useful you are at the top. Seek to be a leader, not just a follower. Success is never somehow achieved. It is how that you must know to achieve it. Plan the details. Create a route map. You should have situational leadership. You should have brilliance when it really matters. Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Let problems come from anywhere, anytime. I shall find a solution for it every time. That is situational leadership. Be the last to raise your voice. Why is that so? Because the father of our nation taught us so. We are here in independent India, speaking our minds out, thanks to this man. He said, shouting in any form is a sign of losing control. Have patience and silence. Patience makes you mentally strong. Silence makes you emotionally strong. Always have more than you show. Speak less than you really know. Calm people, they will get trusted. They will get looked up to. They will be given responsibilities. And believe me, they live much longer. Always be your own advisor first. Why do I say that? Talk to yourself every day or you'll be missing out on a great guy. Always look at things from more than one angle. Things appear differently when you look at them in different perspectives. Everyone has their own opinion. you need not necessarily follow it. Somewhere deep within us, there is a silent voice, which we call intuition. Learn to listen to your intuition. It's very sound and very, very soft. You have to train yourself to hear it. A lot of us call it the conscience. It comes and pricks us when we do something wrong. You should develop an intuition before something goes. You will only be able to develop it if you have facts, experience, and knowledge. If you have these three, the gut instinct, the intuition, the conscience will be with you. Remember to put everything in its place, and there should be a place for everything. What's the meaning of this? We all look forward to a holiday in Switzerland. Why is that so? Because the Swiss rail will arrive at 1811. Not a second before, not a second later. Why? Because everything is in place and there is a place for everything. Learn to define things and then adhere to the defined leads, which will then take you to an organized life. There should be a place for everything, a time for everything, a budget for everything. And then there will be everything in place, everything in time, and everything as per your budget. Least wastage and maximum accomplishments. Always aim to be the best. Never ever look to be second best. I take you to a small story of Leander Paes. First junior Wimbledon final. His coach told him, Leander, in another 2 hours, you're going to go for the final. So he said, yes. Leander looked up to him for advice. His coach said, just go and get the brochure of the last Wimbledon, like the one of Trinity that you handed over to me, 2015. Leander said, this guy's giving me some stupid news. Why the hell is he telling me this? He's not telling me the tips. How am I supposed to play the final? He said, get that. Leander walked out of Wimbledon, went to a bookstall, picked up the Wimbledon brochure of the previous year, came back to his coach. He says, now look at it from the first page to the last page. Leander went through first page to last page. He says, tell me the name of the runner-up at last year's Junior Wimbledon. There was no mention of the runner-up at the previous Junior Wimbledon. This is what you need to know. You have to aim to be the best, never the second best. When you do your work, do it as well as is humanly possible. Do it where you may fail, it's fine. But aiming to be second best is not acceptable. The secret is to have a benchmark where you and only you can monitor your performance. Make your aims, your goals very simple and attainable. Always aspire to inspire till you expire. Nadia Comaneci, 1974, Montreal Olympics. I get goose pimples when I think of this. I was watching television. Never before had anybody got a 10 on 10 in gymnastics. The scoreboard showed it as 1 because the digital scoreboard was not ready to accept 10 on 10. Nadia Comaneci showed it, and each one of you are capable of it. You can do a zero defect precision and sustained excellence. It is possible. It starts with an attitude to refuse or settle for anything but the best. Whenever you have lack of being the best, it should hurt you. This hurt should instruct you. That instruction should create within you a creation like you once created would then strive and create excellence. Aspire to inspire, but do it silently. Let your words speak for you. You don't have to go about the whole town marketing yourself. Always look for success in big things in life, but happiness in small things in life. What do I mean by this? The best ever cricket captain that we had in India, most successful, but he's always looked for small things in life. The motorcycle he rides, the car he drives, the army cap that he wears, the photography that he does, the dancing that he does, the hairstyles that he grooms. Enjoy that. Because being happily successful is only complete if you're successfully happy. Very often we ignore the small things in life which make us successful but very miserable. There are others who just do the small things and they become useless or useless people. Going after the big things without compromising on the small things is finding an integration between success and happiness. How we process, perceive and interpret an event is called an experience. This is something which we all know of. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, pushed out of a train. The man could have reacted in many ways, but he perceived, processed, and interpreted as the point to begin our independence struggle. Events are in the hands of God, whomsoever you may believe in. Experience is in our hands. What we think together, agree to disagree, look at things that there is more ways than one to look at it, your way, my way, maybe the correct way is something different. The way we look at Mahatma Gandhi is different from the way Nathuram Godse looked at Mahatma Gandhi. What failures can teach, success can't, and vice versa. At times, if you love somebody, sarcasm is looked as humor, but at the same time, for anybody else, it may hurt. Maturity comes as a progressive phenomenon. What's the meaning of this? We've all learned to drive cars, most of us are adults by now, and we've gone through the time when we fiddled the car as a child, then we pressed the clutch and the brake, then finally we turned 18 to put the L plate, and then we learned. So we started, went through as a learner, were restricted initially, somebody had to accompany us, and then we became full drivers. Today we don't even need a GPS to travel in Bombay. There is no overnight Buddhu to Buddha. Please remember that. There's no instant awakening. There's a stage of unconscious incompetence where you don't know what the hell is happening. There's conscious incompetence. You know, but you don't know. That's where you guys are today. Then will come a time once you get into your residency where you'll develop conscious competence. You know that you know, but you're careful, supervised. And finally, there is the unconscious competence level. What I do well. Incompetence comes from lack of information, understanding, and experience, while competence will come by listening, contemplating, and then implementing. Always remember, you will all become successful. But success is not a status. It's a responsibility. A responsibility which has to be borne on your shoulders. Amitabh Bachchan very rightly said after being so successful, किसी की गलतियों को बेनकाब ना करें, ईश्वर बैठा है, तू हिसाब ना कर. Always encourage the other person, never criticize or discourage him, because criticism is a loan that most human beings repay with huge interest. Remember that as a very small thing in life. It's a responsibility. Many people fail because they can't handle success. What you become does not matter if you don't know where you are. A lot of people still remain good after becoming successful because they don't let success feed their ego. They look at it as a responsibility. We all know that we can't make it alone. We have our parents, our teachers, our mentors, our society, and a belief system. You all need a good coach. A coach who can turn good to great. Djokovic is the reigning world champion, #1 seed in the world for tennis. If he decides to play Boris Becker, he can beat him 6-love, 6-love, 6-love today. Yet, he has Boris Becker with him all the time. There are 3 types of people in the world. Those who wonder what happened, those who are just watching what's happening, and those who make things happen. Goodness can be turned into greatness by a good coach who can make it happen. You have to keep the student within your life. Have a coach who's working as your third eye. Someone who's outside you, who may not be better than you, but is a great observer of you. Always remember, in pushing the lower, the higher delights. It's a very stupid question, think, but give it a thought. Whenever we see the caterpillar struggling, we feel bad for it. But just when the caterpillar thought that the world was over, it becomes a beautiful butterfly. Struggle, suffering, challenges, testing periods, they push a man. But it's only that man who recognizes and goes through this who will reach that level. And in that, the creator, the belief system, he delights. When a caterpillar is being pushed, you look at it differently and say that the butterfly is being born. Every time that man struggles, he delights. We have instincts which tell us the difference between pain, pleasure, conscious tells us what is right and wrong when we are struggling. It's this horizontal flux that's going to gradually raise us into a vertical direction, which will make us optimized to where we are. Greatest pride in life is to grow in your own eyes, while the greatest setback is to fall in your own eyes. What do I mean by this? Virendra Sehwag, he emulated, copied Sachin Tendulkar, and there was a time when he was almost thrown out. People believed that he will never play for India again. But the man believed in himself. He decided to correct his ways, and today his records in India still stand unparalleled. Avoid words like always, never. Make few commitments in life, only those which you can live up to. Reduce that subconscious doubt within yourself, increase the subconscious belief in yourself. Learn to do what you say, only then you can achieve what you really dream. Remember, pathfinders will remain pathfinders, but they'll be achievers when they become pathbreakers. If you want something you've never had, you've got to do something that you've never done. I try a new thing every day, whatever it may be. The other day I tried brushing with my left hand. Give it a thought. Tomorrow morning, take the toothpaste in your right hand, take the toothbrush in the left hand, apply it, and try brushing with your left hand. Simple. Try it. Try the untried. Learn to unlearn and relearn. Take a step back before taking a step forward. Step out of your comfort zone. Don't change the destination. Just look at a new path. There are different ways of achieving the same. Go away from what was conventional and use what is contemporary, maybe ultra-modern at times, if it is correct. Create a final balance in life. Overcome what is called the Duryodhana's predicament. What is the Duryodhana's predicament? Duryodhana told Krishna, I am not like Arjun, that I need somebody to guide me, to tell me what is right, what is wrong, and to tell me every step what I need to do. I am Duryodhana. I know what is right, but I cannot indulge in it. I know what is wrong, but I cannot avoid it. Each one of us has a Duryodhana within us. We need to look at and eliminate a percentage of the Duryodhana from within us. Create a balance somewhere in life. Practice a 50-minute hour, a 6-day week, a 28-day month. Take a holiday, take a break. Laugh, cry, sing, travel, do photography. Or at times, like what I do, just do nothing. Just gaze at the stars. Make yourself blank totally. And after that, enjoy that aha moment in life. Try and do one good thing. Try and stop using cuss words. You may already not be using them. So I'm saying try and do one more good thing. Quit smoking. Stop breaking signals in the city of Mumbai. Just try and do it. Always remember that you are born to lead. Olympic champion Reno Lavillenie broke Sergei Bubka's 21-year-old world record with a 6.16 meter leap and created history. Bubka's record stood for more than 2 decades. This man broke it, and the first person to congratulate him was Sergei Bubka himself. Remember, look up but do not submit to anything. Give in but don't give up. What is possible for one man is possible for all men. What one man can do, another can do even better. Remember, each one of you are here because you were the leading sperm. Even as a sperm, you are not a follower. You have to live up to your inheritance. And finally, remember and believe that you are an instrument of a higher force. Hari Prasad Chaurasia plays the flute beautifully. He can play any flute beautifully. The music that he plays comes through the flute. It does not come from the flute. Life will be music forever if each one of you believe that you are an instrument of a higher force. This higher force is a belief system. Whatever you think that the world is all about, the universe, everything around you, just be comfortable with it. You don't have to prove or justify it, show it, try and convert others to it, preach it worldwide. No, you don't have to do it. You may like to call it God, some may like to call it good, something, somebody. Just surrender to it, give in totally to it. Meditation is in nothing, while the belief system is in everything. A lot of people say, Om Bhur Bhuva Swa. Some say, Inshallah, his choice. Others say, Jo Bole So Nihal, Sat Sri Akal. I went to Don Bosco Matunga where they told me, Our Father in heaven, holy be thy name, thy will be done. You may choose to follow and give names and images to your belief system. I have read all these people, follow a lot of these people, but at the end of it all, I have my belief system. And I believe that without my belief system, I cannot. Without me, my belief system will not. My belief system plus me, anything is possible. I thank Trinity 2016 for sharing with me my journey from 1986 to 2016. I've shared this because I was supposed to be here today. If I was not here, somebody else would have come and shared the same with you. I strongly believe that some within you here can change the world. Work hard towards the 21 most likely points that I surrendered in front of you. And think about them. Never let the world be the same, because each one of you came, just came, and went away. Thank you.